Hello, I'm Belén Figueroa, she's my partner,
Laura Rueda.
and we are going to talk about our proposal of entry strategy in the new market of New Zealand. Well, the strategy we talk about for Netflix is that Netflix could make movies, series, or documentaries, but all highlighting the Maori culture, which is an important part of the New Zealand DNA. For generations, they have brought a rich history to the island of New Zealand and play a crucial role in national identity. For New Zealanders, the culture is very special. We think this could be a very good target to make entertainment for the New Zealanders.
Then the content that Netflix could use to make new material for New Zealand could be the who are the Maori belief, their culture, their traditions, their language, how important is the Maori culture in New Zealand, and interviews with people that are Maori.
Okay. Also, before we think about this strategy, we study the mode of entry, and we study some items. The first item is the film size that Netflix have the 15% of the total downstream volume of the traffic across the entire internet in the world. So also it have a presence in like 190 countries. About the international experience, Netflix has successfully penetrated the North American market, South America, the European Union, the UK, Japan, South Korea, India, and Russia. About the product, well, we know that Netflix generate their own content. It has a specialized area also for the children that is called Netflix Kids. They offer different plans and prices for each country that they accommodate to the consumer of each country. They have different type of form of payment, and also allows you to view in the content in multiple devices.
The sociocultural distance between the United States, that is the creator of the platform Netflix, and New Zealand is geographically really long, but in culture they are really similar. One of their similarities are that they both speak English as one of their first language, even though in New Zealand their first language and national language is the Maori. Then, when we take into account the country risk, we search about their inflation, and we found that they have 1.2 percentage of inflation, meaning that they are an stable economy. So they have a lot of technology sophistication, and all of this information is supported about the World Bank, that says that New Zealand is one of the best countries for doing business, and they are characterized for being a democratic population, educated, and updating technology. This means that entry into New Zealand is not a high risk for Netflix in this situation. Then we take into account the market size, and even though New Zealand is a small country, Netflix should enter there because they have to take into account that they have an economic growth that is big. And then when we take into account the trade barriers, we notice that they are not really high barriers, because the government of New Zealand brings help to the companies that want to enter into the country, and this makes really easy the entering of new companies into the country.
Also, we take into account the intensity of the competition, and Netflix has a lot of powerful competitors in New Zealand, like the Sky Fan Pass, that is a platform for sport families, fans. Sorry, the Sky Go is a television service that offers movies, documentaries, and series in New Zealand, and the Neon, that is a subscription service in New Zealand that offers movies and series and others. And finally, we study the available sport intermediaries, that there are many in New Zealand, but the most important for us is the 2 degree that is a New Zealand company that provides telecommunications in the country, and Inet, that is an Australian company that offers internet service also in the country and make app package with other apps like YouTube.
Okay, then we saw the control that Netflix has on their content, and they have a really high control because they develop different original content, and they decide which kind of content they are going to put in their platform in each country. So in some cases, talking about flexibility, they develop content for specific countries, and in sometimes in one country they can develop different content in different cities, so they are really flexible. And then as a conclusion, we decide that the best strategy to penetrate the market of New Zealand is an intermediate entry mode using specifically the licensing strategy. That is a way where the foreign companies can enter into the new market, but making some partnerships with existing companies in the national country, making it more easy.
Besides that, New Zealand has a good characteristic to enter to the New Zealand market with a hierarchy strategy. We think that the licensing strategy is more convenient to this market because it is easier to reach people in a new market through the services that they already know and use, and with companies they feel comfortable with. However, this doesn't mean that Netflix must perform over licensing, because this can dilute the meaning of its brand.
Then, talking about product adaptation, Netflix was born like a United States company that was a DVD rented movie provider, and then they have to adapt and move to the e-commerce, and they put their platform in the internet, so they have to adapt their product in this case. And in each country they also adapt the platform with the content that each country wants to see and is more successful. Also, they have a flexible platform where people can enter and find the answer for their questions, and also they can write to the platform or talk by phone.
Well, also we have to take into account that Netflix value proposition is to be the best entertainment global distribution service in the world. Through original and licensed content, this is what the brand seeks to transmit. They want to transmit a company that have originality, innovation, and happiness. Also, Netflix redesigns its platform in 2018 because the design of the platform for televisions was not very well. Now the platform have a sidebar that when the users can use access to the home and all the content in the service. Netflix is recognized because of their red letters and their black background and their song of tune when they play a movie or documentary or series. Netflix is present in a lot of countries, and in each country have different prices because each country have different economies and different necessities. And so Netflix is a company that has the image of a platform that is for everyone and is very based on technology.
And all of what we say before into account, then we decide that the presentation pricing is a good option for the first entry of Netflix into the New Zealand market, because this is usually used to stimulate market growth and capture market shares by offering products at low prices. Then Netflix also can use a strategy of price differentiation because there are significant difference in consumer preference and preference in purchasing behavior in different countries.
Okay, the idea is that as an entry strategy to a new market that is New Zealand, the company offers to the customers who subscribe as a new users on the platform the benefit of a premium account by paying only the price of the basic plan during the first month of subscription. So the objective of this strategy is that people know the services that Netflix can offer and that they use the most expensive subscription in their first month of use for a lower price. So finally, at the end of the month, the client can realize how good the premium plan can be for he or she.
Okay, so now our communication strategy, we want to communicate it in an effective way, our marketing strategies, sending a clear message for the easy understanding of the purpose of it. Also, we will study how the audience must be reached and how this audience will interpret and respond to the message. We will focus in the buyer's positive post-purchasing experience, and this may dispose the buyers to purchase again on future occasions. Also, taking into account the idea that Belen just said, the idea is that they have the experience with the premium plan, and then they don't want to go back into a standard or basic plan, and they are going to pay for our premium plan. And taking into account that the World Bank says that in New Zealand, the 91% of the population use the internet, we just plan to have a big number of this 91% using internet, and we want them to have and acquire Netflix and just promote it to increase the number of the 91.
Yes. Then, as Laura said, we want to seek to increase the sales from the company from the existing customers by encouraging them to increase the frequency of their purchases, maintain the brand loyalty via a strategy that reminds the customers of the key advantage of Netflix. About the budget, we choose the objective and task because this will force the company to study the needs of the market, that is New Zealand, to allocate the necessary budget to each advertising action in this market. About the advertising strategy is adapted to the needs of each market. The company is open to change, to always be on the side of the users because they are who make the change in the companies. So to be on the side of the users causes them to continue choosing Netflix as a service. Also, finally, we plan to use national agencies that understand the purpose of Netflix, but also knowing what will be interesting for the local people. It is important to create shocking advertising in a strategic place of the city, like it is in the Fifth Avenue in New York. So this is our proposal, and we hope that you
like it.
You like it and vote for them. Thank you.
And thank you.